I'm going to be sharing with you in this video how to balance the masculine and the feminine energies, okay, the yin and the yang. Learning how to get into union with these two energies to be able to manifest and create the life that you really want in a simple and effortless way where you can still take action, you can still use your logic, but you're also in a surrendered state of feminine to be able to make this process of creating your life so much easier. And it's going to be like less of a struggle. It's going to be so much easier to create what it is that you want, because the truth is that this applies to you whether you're a man or a woman, and you need to learn how to balance both of these energies in your life and realize, of course, which one are you more dominant in, but at the same time you need both, right? Whether you're a man or a woman, you need masculine and feminine. So if you're a man, you need some feminine in your life, absolutely. And if you're a woman, you definitely need some masculine in your life, okay? It's these two energies that complement each other to be able to create the life that you really want. Now, a lot of people are just way too out of balance and don't know how to balance these energies and get into perfect union to be able to make the manifestation process much easier, okay? So if you're new to this channel, I want you to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, because I post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one to let go of your ego so you can live into your highest vision, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. So most people are totally out of balance, right? You need both. You really need both the masculine and the feminine in your life, right? Don't neglect one or the other, because your life can be so much more simple and so much easier when you learn how to just balance these energies and stop taking them so seriously, right? You have to balance the masculine and the feminine. Right? If you're a man, you need some feminine energy in your life, okay? Don't be afraid to be vulnerable and open and really let your emotions out. Feel into your body more, be more intuitive, find that inner stillness. Now, if you're a woman, don't be afraid to fully step into your power as well by stepping into your masculine, by taking action. Now, you need a perfect balance of both, whether you're a man or a woman, to be in perfect harmony with the universe, to be able to create what it is that you want, right? It's a perfect balance. It's the balance of intention and surrender, okay? The masculine and the feminine, the yin and the yang. Now, the more that you balance these two energies, the easier your life becomes. Now, the first step to really entering this balance is realizing who you are at a deeper level as that inner stillness, okay? Because that inner stillness that you really are is the perfect middle way where you can realize that you can still be masculine, you can still take action, you can still hustle, so to speak, but at the same time, you're also in a surrendered state of consciousness where you're totally present to the moment. You're living in the inner stillness of who you are, right? There's no resistance to the moment. There's no resistance to anxiety, to fear, to worry. If you feel triggers in your life, if you feel negative emotions in your life, you're not resisting those emotions, but at the same time, you can still move forward and take action regardless of what you feel. So it's a perfect balance of logic and intuition as well, because you need to have those intuitive abilities to be able to create what it is that you want in your life, but you also need some logic, right? You don't want to neglect logic. You want to rise above logic, rise above the ego, but don't neglect the ego. You still need to use your ego. It's still a useful tool. Logic is a very powerful tool, but the question is, are you using your mind, or is your mind using you? Okay, that's the balance, and you want to balance both of these things to be able to create what you want. So the first step is to realize the inner stillness and to learn how to observe your thoughts rather than to attach to your thoughts, right? To observe the triggers rather than to identify with the triggers. Learn to live your life as the observer, because it's only in that inner stillness, in that middle point, where you can observe triggers and observe emotions, where you can really learn how to surrender to the present moment. Now, when you learn how to surrender to the present moment, then you can still take action, but from a surrendered state of consciousness, right? So that's when you're surrendered, When you're surrendered to the divine, you're aligned with the will of the universe, so to speak. But at the same time, you're still taking action, because most people think that surrendering into their feminine means that they can't take action, but that's not true. That means that you're surrendered, but you're still taking action. And of course, the action becomes very simple and easy because you're in a flow, right? That's what feminine is. Feminine is flow, uncertainty, right? I don't really know what I'm getting myself into, kind of thing. I'm allowing, the universe to be as it is. You just total surrender, right? The masculine penetrates, and the woman, and the feminine, so to speak, doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man, is going to totally surrender and just allow things to be as they are. Now, this doesn't have to be just with a man or a woman doing certain things. This is literally how the universe actually works. This is literally the way the universe works and the flow that you want to get into. Also balancing the masculine of the focus. Like, masculine is a focus and intention energy. I'm going to create this no matter what. Now, what you see in the business community is that some people are taking too much action, way too much in the hustle. They're hustling everything. Take action. You got to make everything difficult. No pain, no game. Push, 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 right? There's never a fall back. Just allow the moment to be, right? Now, in the feminine, in the spiritual community, people are too surrendered, right? Just meditating all day, never taking any action, totally surrendering to the universe. Now, that's a very, very good thing to connect to your spiritual side and learn how to surrender, learn how to allow the moment to be as it is. But if you don't bring in some, like, at least a little bit of action taking, you're not going to be able to truly manifest what you want. Don't neglect taking action in the manifestation process. Okay, don't neglect that, because if you neglect your masculine, you cannot create what you want, because you're neglecting one part of the yin and the yang, right? The yin and the yang is one. There's no separation between the masculine and the feminine. They're actually one. But you need to incorporate both of them, because if you separate them, then now you're not in union anymore, right? The divine masculine, the divine feminine. You want to step into your perfect balance point where you're still taking action, you're still moving through life, but from a completely surrendered state to the present moment. That's powerful. That's very, very powerful when you're in a surrendered state of consciousness, but still taking action. There's really nothing you can't create. And taking action can become so simple, right? Like, I've been recording a video every single day for 5 months, right? I'm taking calls with clients. I'm growing my YouTube channel. I'm growing my business. Now, on the outside, it may appear that it's very, very difficult to record daily videos. You're thinking, how do these people have such a discipline, right? Like, not just me, but other YouTubers that maybe record daily that you look up to. It's like, how are they posting every single day? How do they have that discipline? It's because at the beginning, you have to go into your masculine and take action. Learn discipline. Learn how to meditate every single day, no matter what emotions you feel, right? Screw your emotions, discipline yourself. Learn to step into that masculine. But then eventually, as you meditate more, as you go deeper into yourself, your true self, the inner stillness beyond form, what happens is that you start to embody this state of consciousness where you can still take action, you still have discipline, you still have this element of focus, and you're still taking action, and you still have a structure in your life, but it's almost like you transcend that. You transcend that. You learn to rise above logic, rise above, this logical masculine frame that can be very dysfunctional at times. Now, there's nothing wrong with this, but you need the feminine, right? You start to get into your feminine. What happens is that you get into effortless action taking, right? Where I can still record a video daily. I can still do what I gotta do. I can still have a schedule, right? Like, I'm still scheduling calls. Like, I need a schedule for practical reasons, but it's not like my mind is attached to this masculine frame, right? I'm not attached to this masculine frame. And a lot of men are afraid to let go of that, to let go of their masculinity and step into their femininity, not realizing that their masculinity would be more empowered if you bring in some feminine in there, right? That's what a woman really wants, by the way. She wants you to be vulnerable. She wants you to connect more to your intuitive side. And if you're too masculine, that's very, very draining to a woman, based on what I've heard and the experiences that I've had and what I've heard people talk about. If you're too masculine, you don't give women a little bit of that femininity, that touch of allowing, well, then she's going to feel very drained, especially in a relationship. That's going to be really draining. Now, on the opposite, a woman, if she's too in her feminine, not in her masculine, not taking any action, not doing anything with her life, not pushing and creating a powerful life, I'm not saying neglect that feminine aspect of who you really are, but bring in some masculinity. Don't be afraid, but at the same time, don't step too much into your masculine, trying to compensate for the fact and ignore that you are the feminine. You are the divine feminine, okay? A lot of women can do this. They can become way too masculine, disconnecting from their femininity, right? And same with men. Way too feminine, totally disconnected from their focus and their masculinity and their life purpose. Now, once again, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, you need both. You can find that balance. It doesn't even matter. You could be a woman totally in your masculine if you want to play that role. Like, you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Because you have some women that choose to step into their masculine. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's say you have two gay couples, like a gay couple, two women, one could be in her masculine, one could be in her feminine. So don't get me wrong, there's absolutely nothing with a woman choosing to step into her masculine, because maybe that's just the role that she was born with. Maybe that's the role she decided to play from that space of inner stillness, right? But you want to be careful if that's not coming from conditioning and you're not blocked from your true essence, right? Your true essence could be masculinity, but be careful, because you may be too in your masculine when really what your soul actually wants is to be more in your feminine, because that's what you choose. That's what your soul prefers. Okay, so how do you balance this? Well, first of all, you connect deeper to the inner stillness. You connect deeper to the present moment, and you learn to live your life more as the observer, and you let go of the conditioning of the ego. Okay, because the ego blocks the natural flow of energy that you're actually supposed to be in. Right? It blocks that natural flow, where the flow incorporates the masculine, but you're in the flow. You're in allowing, you're in a surrendered state. Like when I record these videos, I'm in a totally surrendered state of consciousness. Now, of course, I try to balance my life as much as possible and live in this state as much as possible. But I'm at the point now where I live in this state about 80 to 90% of the time. And then occasionally I notice when I step out of alignment with my true essence, and then I just bring myself back. Okay, and it's just that simple. But a lot of people are totally out of alignment with that inner stillness, not being able to truly balance themselves and live as who they really are. Now, when I say who they really are, what am I talking about? What do you mean, Francis, who you really are? Well, I'm talking about who you are as consciousness beyond any form, beyond thoughts, beyond emotions, beyond the masculine or the feminine. Who really are you? You're none of those things. You're the consciousness that totally transcends masculine or feminine. Now, when you align yourself with that consciousness, you can have a perfect balance of the masculine and feminine in the way that your consciousness wants to play out and how it wants to be, right? Because that's what you came on this planet, to play the game of separation. Now, how you play the game of separation is up to you, but I'm not saying you as your ego. I'm saying you as consciousness, like what your soul wants to truly experience in this world. Okay, now it's the game of consciousness, right? It's the game of separation. You can choose, but only from a space of being aligned with the will of the universe. Like it's like the higher will, so to speak. Okay, when you align yourself with that consciousness, you naturally align yourself with the masculine and the feminine energies. At the beginning, it might seem like you have to put in some work, right? Because the best way to do this would be to discipline yourself and have a daily practice of meditation, for example, right? Not just a random practice, but with specific techniques. And part of those techniques is what I share with you in the Awareness Mastery course. But Don't worry, if you don't get that course, that's totally cool. I'm gonna be making a video soon on how to meditate and how to actually use these techniques in a much more powerful way. But at the beginning, it might seem like discipline, right? Meditating daily, putting in the work. But then eventually, what happens is that you start to switch over into who you are, and then your life becomes easy when you go deeper into the awakening process. Like when I went through my spiritual awakening, I realized that life can just be so simple, right? It doesn't have to be so difficult. There doesn't have to be this heaviness, this darkness. Like you can just move past that stuff. And your life can just be an effortless flow, right? You're still putting effort in, right? I'm still taking action. I'm still using logic. I'm still having a structure to my life. There's still order. I'm still, I'm balancing order and chaos. I'm still working towards my dreams. I'm still taking action, but all of it is through a feminine frame, through a surrendering and allowing, just a inner stillness and peace beyond anything that happens, pure inner stillness. Now, that is the key to really live a powerful life. And when you find that middle way, as some cultures call it, some Eastern philosophy calls it the middle way, you can actually perfectly balance your life and be in such perfect harmony that your manifestations start to come effortlessly, right? Effortless manifestation. Effort, but effortlessness at the same time. It's an effortless effort. That's what I was looking for. It's an effortless effort. Okay, that's beautiful. I love that. It's an effortless effort. You see, it's like I'm still recording a video. I'm still speaking to you. I'm still putting in effort, but there's this effortlessness to it because I'm in the flow. I'm not forcing it to come out. I'm letting what needs to come through my body, through the vehicle, through this body, but I'm letting the will of the universe speak through me. Okay, it's a flow. You see, that's a more feminine frame. At the same time, structure, record video daily, meditate daily no matter what. Go to the gym on a consistent basis. Have a structure. Don't get too lost in that. Bring in the feminine, bring in the surrender. Intend for your manifestation, right? I'm going to create this. I'm going to manifest this. Also, I trust the universe in the process. I totally trust the process of how this comes out. I don't care how it comes out. I don't need to, figure out the entire logical process and this egotistical frame. I just feminine trust. Total allowing of the moment. A total surrender to the unknown. Okay? Now, when you do this, very, very powerful. Okay? And the next thing you want to do here when it comes to stepping into your masculine and your feminine in a balanced way is to transcend logic, of course, but to be able to do that, you have to heal your past wounds, okay? Because a lot of us grow up wounded with past conditioning, triggers and wounds and reactivity, and we're living on autopilot. You want to heal all of that because it's the ego that's blocking you from fully stepping into your power, right? The ego blocks you from fully allowing that essence to flow through you. You want to heal those past wounds and let go of all that heaviness, right? Let go of all the past conditioning, right? The negative energy, right? The way you do this is by noticing when those triggers come up and just observe them and allow them to be. Okay, now the more that you meditate, the more that you awaken to who you are, the easier it's going to be to really step into your masculine and your feminine and balance these things. Now, I really do mean that life can be so simple when you heal your wounds and you step into the perfect union. Okay, a perfect balance of the inner and the outer world. It's absolutely beautiful what happened in my life. The moment that I started to heal my wounds, awaken to who I am, not play the victim role in my life, and really step into who I actually am as consciousness. Okay, very, very powerful things can start shifting in your life when you choose to step out of victim and start to play the hero's journey by healing the past wounds and stepping into your power. Now, what does it mean to step into your power? It means you balance the masculine and the feminine, because power is not just force. Power is not masculine. Power is this perfect inner stillness, right? You have some people overcompensating, thinking that power is masculine. Go to the gym now, by the way, there's nothing wrong with going to the gym 6 days a week. I go to the gym multiple times per week, but you're losing a touch of femininity. Some people say, go to the gym 6 days a week. No pain, no gain. Struggle through life. Take action. You see, you're neglecting the feminine. That's not power. That's what you call a weak male. Okay, a weak male has no feminine. That's not power. Power is a male that's truly in his masculine, but also is not afraid to be feminine. Okay, that's stepping into your power. Still taking action, but knowing when you have to take a step back and you can't burn yourself out. Knowing when it's time to be like, hey, I can't do all of this myself. I need some help sometimes, you know? I need a mentor, I need a coach. I need to meditate a little bit to let go of these negative triggers and wounds. You see, that's power. That's power. Knowing when you need to cut off some people and let go of friends, right? But then go back into your feminine and just allow. Allow the moment to be. Allow the inner stillness to guide your experience. Okay, that's power. Power, stepping into your power to me is about stepping into the masculine and the feminine, a perfect union, and allowing the inner stillness of who you are to guide your life and guide your experience and guide the actions that you take, right? You're still taking action, but you're allowing the inner stillness to guide those actions. Okay, that's power. That's true power. Now, healing those past wounds is going to be very, very critical. So I would recommend that you start a daily practice. Start meditating, start healing those wounds, start observing those triggers. Check out my free guided meditation that's specifically designed to connect you deeper to the present moment. Okay, this meditation is actually designed to raise your vibration, help you to let go of anxiety, help you to really let go of all these lower level emotions. If you want to try that out, it's totally free. Hit the link that's in the description box of this video. I'll also leave it as a top comment in this video. Once again, totally free. So that's all I have for this video. Have yourself a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.